Recording is on.
Here we go. All right, final session for Unwrapping the Gift of You. We're singing the Freedom Song. It's in the public domain. Just taught it to everybody, so let's sing it through a few times. And try to remember, you could try to layer it. I can't remember if I've done that before or not. Usually with my song circles, we just sing through it. But you might be able to sing the opposite part of what I'm doing if you want to experiment with that. All right. Freedom, we're talking about freedom. Freedom, we're talking about freedom. Freedom comes from not holding on, you gotta let go, let go. Freedom comes from not holding on, you gotta let go, let go. Freedom, we're talking about freedom. Freedom, we're talking about freedom. Freedom comes from not holding on, you gotta let go, let go. Freedom comes from not holding on, you gotta let go, let go. One more time. Freedom, we're talking about freedom. Freedom, we're talking about freedom. Freedom comes from not holding on, you gotta let go, let go. Freedom comes from not holding on, you gotta let go, let go. Yeah, letting go a little bit more, a little bit more. So take a moment to just take a few nice deep breaths and check in with yourself. We'll just share a one-word check-in to start with, and then we'll go from there. What's the one word that kind of points to how and who you be right now in this moment as you come into the circle tonight?
Excited.
Yay.
Clarity for me.
Awesome.
I don't have a word right now.
Time, I was still finding mine. I think I have one. What was it? It's hard for me to do one word. I'll just be honest. The first one that came up was sad. I'm so sad. It's our last night.
I just think I'm where I need to be right now.
All right. Cool. So I want to start with just a brief opening, and this is optional. Just anything that you want to share from the week that's been showing up for you during the week related to our journey. And then let me just give you a little layout. Then we will jump into our writing prompt and sounding another song and writing prompt, etc., and then have some more sharing. We do some stepping into having an opportunity to really embody the gift of who you are a little bit more here with everyone.
I'll keep it brief. I don't see myself, by the way. This is so weird because I see you guys, but I don't see myself at all.
I was just noticing that.
Really? Because I'm like, where am I?
Your videos are going off for me.
Okay, I see everyone but me, and usually you could find yourself. So as long as you could see me, like, can you see me? My camera's on.
Now I can.
Okay.
Earlier I couldn't.
Okay. So I'll keep mine brief, but last week, as you know, or some of you may know, like astrologically, there was a lot going on. 5 planets, aligned, and between the night of 27th and 20th, of course, I was awake the whole night, which is what happens when planetary energy is very strong. And so, I was tired, but what I noticed was there was a lot of releasing, a lot of grieving. And I don't fight it, I just kind of ride it. And I just was observing, like, wow, it's been almost every day a lot of grief. And that's basically what I need to continue to do to be able to unwrap the gift of me, because the grief has been a cloak that's been weighing me down and hiding me.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Thanks for sharing, Mariana.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and it's not always comfortable, that grief process, but so releasing. Yeah.
Well, last week I redid the recording from Monday night on Tuesday night, and then I felt like I was able to go deeper into my feelings and emotions, because I know I've been pushing them down. And so I also I just noticed weird things. I just got emotional over.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say weird, but just things came up, and I got all teary-eyed and which is something I don't really allow to happen. But I did last week, so I think that's a good thing.
And did you say that was as you were doing the processing, or just throughout your week there was more of that?
Well, I felt it as I was doing the processing, and then like the next couple of days,
Okay.
if I saw something, I watched TV and there was something sad on the TV, or somebody was crying or something, and I started to tear up. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll add that mine was not just like tears, it was like intense grief, but at least it doesn't like take over my whole day. And I just noticed it, some weeks are better than others, but I just kind of rode the wave. And honestly, I'm starting this week feeling lighter because I did so much of that. Yeah. Hoping this week is not as intense though.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Donna, I was going to say, it sounds like a little heart opening there for you. Yeah, which can feel a little awkward when you're not used to going there very often, or however it feels to you. But yeah. Oh, thanks for sharing that. Yeah. That connection to heart is what I think of as like, being able to emote, like you're saying, Mariana, and just move through the grief and let it out, and just being able to stay connected to our hearts. I mean, that's to me, I think of it as just such an important piece of, living from our true and authentic self. We're not closed off on that emotional level as well. Yeah. Kathy, anything you want to share?
No, this past week, I drove up from Florida up to Maine because my boyfriend had to bring his truck back. And I was kind of a little nervous because I didn't know if I'd get anxiety, because I'm just emotional and feeling a lot. But I did good because I need like a home base. I need to feel grounded, and I feel a little ungrounded with what's going on. So we didn't have the radio on the whole time because Sirius XM, we didn't pay the bill. I'm like, let's leave it off. So it was so peaceful. I felt good. I felt proud of myself that I was able to move from state to state to state without physically from state to state driving, without getting anxiety or feeling like I need to, get out or something. You know what I mean? So, and then I came down. I'm down in Boston tonight. I drove down this morning because I had to go to a sudden funeral. So it's like, and I wasn't going to go because I just complacent. I'm just, but I came here and people loved me. They wanted me here, and I did good. Basically, I didn't crash and burn with what I'm feeling and what's going on, and screw my job. I'm capable, and I always know I can. If I can do it without getting anxiety, then I know I'm doing okay. I don't get a lot of anxiety, but moving from a house to another house, it's a lot. It's a lot for me anyway. So yeah. So I did all those transitions, and it felt great to be back in Maine. I mean, I got to go back down to Florida. My car's there, but it just all felt okay, and it felt good to my family down in Boston today. And sad moment for a funeral, but I'm like, man, I had to go bigger than me, and put myself aside, and I'm okay. I'm enough. I'm enough. So,
Yay.
yeah,
Yay.
yay, yeah. So it's been a busy week
Yeah.
doing that, but emotionally, it was a good thing.
Yeah.
Still, yeah.
So glad.
Thank you.
Good. Welcome, Dolores. So glad you could join us. So,
thank you. Glad to be here.
yeah, we just did a one-word check-in, just how you be coming into the circle tonight. Take a breath and let us know what that is. No pressure.
Tornadoes.
Tornadoes. Inside, outside.
No, Little Rock and all along.
Oh, that's right. You're in Arkansas. Yeah. So, how are you feeling coming in tonight? Are you feeling a little tornado-y yourself?
Yeah, a little agitated, and we have really bad connection here.
Oh, okay. All right. We were all kind of dealing with a little bad connection there for a bit, but coming in strong right now. And then the sharing is just anything you want to share from what came up this past week related to this journey.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, I live in East Arkansas, but I was in Little Rock right after the tornadoes, but they came over kind of to this way. Yeah, I was in Little Rock. Uh, I was feeling hopeful, just a lot of mixed feelings. It was kind of talking with someone about a job and everything. So it was just weird. It was a weird weekend.
Yeah, I bet. Wow. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, so glad to see all of you. And yeah, tonight is a chance to just, dive in a little bit more and share at the end in whatever way, you may have an idea of what you want to share tonight in terms of kind of leaning into embodying the gift of you in whatever the way you want to present that or share that with us. And if you don't know, just don't worry about it until the moment. Just who you are is the gift. So even if you just sit in silence, that can be a huge, powerful gift. It's hard for us to imagine that because we're so trained that we have to do, and we have to prove, and we have to, we have to. And really who we are, we emanate this amazing vibration in the world. And then that's what leads to the form and the expression and the action and whatever. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start with our first prompt. When I rest in my enoughness, or the gift of me, whichever language works for you, it looks like, or it feels like, and I'll put it in the chat here. When I rest in my enoughness, the gift of me, it looks and or feels like And taking another 30 seconds to a minute to finish that up. And again, we're going to hold our sharing until we move through the prompts and the sounding. So feel free to, well, you've been writing already. You can share whatever you want to share later or not. So whether or not finishing that sentence felt easy or challenging, the sounding will hopefully it serves to support us to just keep deepening into what that looks like, what that feels like. And today we're going to do what some of you have done with me before is working with our name, with our voice. So, almost as though you are lovingly calling to yourself, to that wholeness and enoughness deep within you that may be so suppressed it's hard to find sometimes. Kind of calling to that little girl within, encouraging her to come out and be seen and heard and received in the ways that we weren't when we were young, that often lead to us staying hidden to feel safe. And finding the sounds that really welcome even more opening, to your truth, to the gift that you are. So I'll just lead us in kind of grounding into or relaxing into our bodies. Actually, no, I'm gonna give you a quick little demo on some ways you can work with this, and then I'll lead us all into a deeper space to work with it yourselves. So, for example, you can just use one single tone or pitch. So, and you're just going to be saying your name, chanting your name is what you would maybe call it. So, I could say, Andrea, Andrea, Andrea. Or you could do little melodic variations. Andrea, Andrea, Andrea. Just simple little things. You might not have 3 syllables to your name. You might only have 1. No, we all have 2 or 3. Okay. And yeah, just notice how it feels, because I think that when I was first playing with this, it's easy to maybe find the tones that maybe your mother used when, you don't want to find the tones that your mother used when she was scolding you, you want to find ones that feel, really nourishing and comforting and supportive, and again, just kind of this calling to the little you. Is a way that actually makes me a little emotional saying it. So you're just kind of bringing that loving, compassionate, supportive adult that you are to, your inner self and the authenticity, the enoughness of you. I guess that's all I want to say. Oh, and then you can even take this a little deeper, whether you do it tonight or on your own, and drop the consonants. And because the consonants are closers and the vowels are openers in terms of what's happening with the breath. And so this can feel a little funny at first. But for example, mine would be Okay, so you can just work with the vowel sounds as a way to take it deeper, or just try it on and see how it feels to you. Okay. All right, so finding a comfortable position for yourself. Ideally, feet on the floor, feeling that connection to Mother Earth. feeling the support of whatever chair or bed or sofa, whatever structure is supporting you directly, and allowing yourself to just relax into it, letting each exhale kind of take you into a little more letting go, like we were singing in our freedom song, into that support, into the support of Mother Earth, and the ultimate support of all that is, our connection to Source and this vast universe. And just bringing your awareness into your body with slow, deep breaths into your belly, feeling the diaphragm expanding. Feeling that life force energy moving in and out of your body with the breath. Really feeling the sides of your body expand, the rib cage expand on your inhalation. And all of that relaxing on the exhalation. And just checking in with your body, seeing what's showing up there physically for you right now. Noticing the quality of your mind in this moment without judgment. If it's feeling busy and distracted, no worries, just noticing that. And the quality of your heart. What's there emotion-wise? The energy in motion, emotion that might be moving just beneath the surface of your awareness. Again, no judgments, letting anything flow that's bubbling up there. And then coming back to the breath and breathing into the heart. You might even imagine the breath just coming directly into your heart, expanding the heart space. And bringing this amazing light of you, this amazing gift of who you are, even if you don't know how to define that. Maybe there's an image that comes to you. Maybe there are some qualities that show up. And perhaps all tuning into your little self, the little innocent girl before she began to kind of hide and put on those masks, or attend before she believed that she wasn't good enough. Just connecting with her perhaps, and lovingly calling forth that authentic, free, and lit up gift of who she is, of who you are in this moment. And then when you're ready, just beginning to tone your name, chant your name in a single tone or however it comes out. And I'm going to mute myself. We'll go for 4 or 5 minutes, just feeling into that. Feel free to play around with different sounds and tones until you find something that just feels really right for you. And just calling to that gift that you are and letting it nourish you. So just finding your way, taking a few more breaths, finding your way into a moment of silence after that sounding. And now imagine that a close friend comes to you in a space of fear, darkness, and you begin telling them the truth of who they are, their true essence that you can see but they can't. And now, still connected to your own self from the sounding practice, staying connected to that gift of you, your light. Imagine that you are in a place of darkness and fear. What are the truths about yourself that you forget in those moments? What is, just qualities, or, it might be a word, just one word or some phrases, short phrases. And you can just stay in silence, or if you want to go back to toning your name, as you just kind of allow some of these truths to arise within you. What is the truth about yourself that you tend to forget? We're going to, I'm going to invite you to share at least one of the truths that came up for you. And we're going to work with them in conjunction with our next song that is called The Truth. Okay? And I'm going to teach you the very simple line of this song, and then I'll instruct you a little bit more. Get an appropriate pitch here. I will believe the truth about myself, no matter how beautiful it is. I will believe the truth about myself, no matter how beautiful it is. Just join in when you get it. I will believe the truth about myself, no matter how beautiful it is. I will believe the truth about myself, no matter how beautiful it is. I will believe the truth about myself, no matter how beautiful it is. Now I invite you to put one of those words that came up for you in the chat, or if you'd rather unmute yourself and say it out loud, that's fine too, either way. And I'm just going to keep singing that. I will believe the truth about myself, no matter how beautiful it is. I will believe the truth about myself, no matter how beautiful it is. Kind. I am kind. Sing that back to me. I am kind. Loved. I am loved. I am loved. You can also unmute and just give me a word. That's fine too. What is the truth about yourself? And that's
Important.
Important. Let me see how it comes out. I am important. I am important. And let's go back to the line. I forgot to do that in between. I will believe the truth about myself, no matter how beautiful it is. I am adventurous. I am adventurous. I will believe the truth about myself, no matter how beautiful it is. Any more? Anybody wants to offer? They're all beautiful. Really beautiful. Let's revisit them. I am kind. I might not sing it the same way the second time. I am kind. I will believe the truth about myself, no matter how beautiful it is. I am loved. I am loved. I am important. I am important. And I am adventurous. And I am adventurous. I will believe the truth about myself, No matter how beautiful it is, I will believe the truth about myself. No matter how beautiful it is. Breathe that in. And prompt number 2. Fully living the authentic gift of me is, this is totally wide open where this might take you. And you might start that sentence several times and let it take you in all kinds of different directions. Fully living the authentic gift of me is. So taking another 30 seconds or so to finish up with that. And we'll move into some sharing just from the prompts and the sounding practice. Anything that was showing up that you want to speak to. I could say a little bit, but maybe someone else is ready to jump in. Anybody want to kick us off? I'll go ahead and just share with that second writing prompt right now. I hadn't. Sometimes I've done them ahead of time, and then today I hadn't. And today, what came up first of all was "scary" in capital letters with 3 exclamation points behind it. Fully living the authentic gift of me is scary. And later, I came back to add "and easy to hide from," so that I don't have to feel the fear and the discomfort. And then the next thing that came up was it is natural. And it's so much easier and so much harder than I thought. It's like both at the same time. There's the fear part and the ways that like I want to stop myself because of the discomfort or the fear. And yet I know, and when I lean into it, it's like it's just being my natural self. It's like so much easier. It's a weight off of my shoulders, which was actually what came up in my first prompt. Let me go there real quick. Yeah, a long exhale. So this is when I rest in my enoughness, the gift of me. It feels like a long exhale, a weight falling off my shoulders, stillness instead of the running, confidence in moving forward and flowing with ease, deep-rootedness. And then, it can look more tangibly like a nourishing cooked meal shared with friends, a song circle or a sound immersion or something like this that we're doing, that I'm facilitating tonight. Yeah. And then, the other piece was that it is also fully living the gift of me. It's a lifelong journey, and it's getting easier all the time as I trust in my enoughness. I feel the support of friends, of nature, of, just the feedback that I get when I am myself is much more connecting, and things don't happen and don't flow right, when I'm trying to make something happen or trying to look a certain way or whatever, trying to follow some protocol. So yeah, and even just the trajectory of the world was something I wrote down, feels supported because it just feels like all the falseness is getting forced up and out. I mean, there's just so much crap coming out, right? On all kinds of levels. And it's like, what is true seems to be what the only thing that's supported anymore. It's like, it doesn't always look and feel that way, but it feels like all the stuff that's been hidden, that's been false, is getting forced up and out into the open. And so it looks worse on the surface of just the world stage. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I just feel like I'm being supported, like nature and just the flow of the universe is supporting really being in my authenticity more and more. Anyway, I'm going on and on. I don't need to. Some of what came up for me. So who else wants to jump in?
I'll step in. So what came up for me was some of the stuff I said: impossible, lonely, painful, and some other stuff came up: freedom, and I don't want to do it. But I had the weirdest experience this weekend, and where I was, and being allowed to be, because I don't think it is safe with this. Anyway, but yeah, I guess I don't feel safe in certain situations, and I am. I sometimes I think I can go overboard with and I don't know how to. I don't see. It'll get into appropriateness or what, and what situation, how deep I go, and if I go too deep of revealing, it doesn't seem to fit right. I get looked at. I get haven't maybe found all my tribe yet. I don't know, but
Well, yeah. I mean, it's true. Like there is a fine line there, right? Between being uncensored would be maybe another way to put it, like not censoring our true self. And yet, yeah, also reading the situation, like, is now the time to share this? Am I just bowing to social norms of what's okay and censoring myself? Or is this just maybe, it's just not what's called for right now? Yeah, that's,
but when I censor, something pops through.
you know you're censoring, right? Yeah, well, that's your authentic self, just wanting to bust out in that moment, right? Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Dolores. Anything else? I need to
No,
finish up, complete. Yeah, great, thank you. Mhm.
I can relate to Dolores in terms of censoring, because censoring is not easy, nor do I always think it's always right. However, I don't like that we have to censor, or that we're in groups where it's not safe to kind of share like that, right? And so for me, what was coming up for me is actually, interestingly enough, normally it would be more like scary, all of that, right? But I'm making big changes in my life. So it was more just being comfortable being me and finding more of those people who are okay with that, right? Because I'm sure we've all had, I definitely have had experiences where, there's some harm done and then you retreat. And that's why you don't show yourself, right? And so the other thing is I've had some health issues, some physical challenges. And so a lot of times I'm frustrated, and I have to work with that and just be more patient and accept that this is where I'm at, which is a lot better than many people and not as good as some, but this is my body and this is what I have to work with. And so rather than wishing for things to be different, it's just kind of working at the pace that I can, and little by little continuing to heal. So that's, that it was a hard thing for me to figure out, right? So me being authentic means what I did this weekend, which was within my abilities, right? What I really would like to do is, run in the woods like Athena, with the wolves, right? And alone, and and I did that, 11, 12 years ago. I used to take dogs hiking out in the woods and I loved it. I felt so at peace alone in the universe, and my songs would come to me. And so this weekend I took my walker because I'm, still can't walk long distances without the walker because my muscles will get tired. And then they said, don't walk when the muscles start to ache like that. And so I finally made it on the paths around this beautiful apartment complex that I'm staying with a friend. So I've been waiting 6.5 weeks to do this. And I didn't know, but there was a little strip of woods at kind of off the path. And so, and of course, my providers have been like, be careful, go slow, like, no, you can't be hiking yet, another month or two, And so I put the walker to the side. And then I, kind of carefully tested and I walked down this teeny weeny little incline, and I bushwhacked a little. The bushes aren't really grown in yet, so it wasn't bad. I had a jacket, thorns weren't getting me. But I found this beautiful, huge oak tree, right? So that was my beeline that I was making, which is like right over there. And I haven't visited it today. And I sat there and I have a special connection with trees. And this is a big part of why I'm kind of going on the road, is to make more space to be able to be in the woods and connect with trees. And so I just sat in the folds of this tree. It's really wide, right? And I just said, tree, if you're a healing tree, can you help me, please? And so it was different, right? Because sometimes I can feel energy, in my body as a tree can kind of, do some work on you. It's not with every tree. And this one, what this tree did was just sitting there, connecting with the wood and the earth. And I started singing my songs. I started to remember some of my songs. It opened my voice again, right? So to me, that was like an example of it doesn't have to be all or nothing. I didn't have to hike in a mile to the water and sit by the water for an hour and pray and chant and whatever, and the songs come, right? I did it within my abilities. And that was so soul satisfying. And now I have a tree to visit when I'm here. So I think that's the biggest lesson I have to take away. I'm getting very emotional because part of me feels like, I'm 62, I'm turning 63 in August, and I'm kind of regretting all these years of youth that I kind of feel like I frittered away. And then the other part of me is like, yeah, but you did a lot, and you helped a lot of people, and you went through a lot of stuff, and that informs who you are now. So it's definitely about seeking my tribe, but also showing up more and more, with my music, because that's my gift. That's one of my biggest gifts.
Beautiful, Mariana. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Yes, nature is such a support, something we can always turn to and find, solace, comfort, and healing, like you experience. That's wonderful. And so true. Not all or nothing. Yeah, it's like we set up these expectations of what it needs to look like, right?
Yeah.
Cut ourselves off from what's possible.
Yeah. It's about thinking, okay, if I can't, go down that hill to get to the Gunpowder River and my favorite spot to the swimming hole, that's a 1.3 and you have to cross a stream and some boulders and some roots. So, right now I can't do that, but I'll be able to do that in a couple of months, 2-3 months probably. It's looking for, okay, where can I go and sit by the water that I can access easily and just feel the earth, and feel the trees, and they're my brothers and sisters. I'm part Indian. So when I go to the woods, it's my family. I feel welcomed, that's where I feel accepted. That's where I feel loved. And it's like everything gets released and then you're like at peace again. And I deprive myself of that so much, and I'm like, it doesn't have to look only a certain way.
Right. Yeah, so true. Wonderful. So glad you had that connection. Anyone else?
When I was the first prompt about enoughness, I was thinking my enoughness is freedom, freedom from having to be somebody's version of me, and it was very, I'm a little nerdy. I will admit that.
I'm a nerd.
It's okay to be nerdy. And like everybody else, sometimes you don't want to show your nerdiness to people, but it is what it is. And I'm just like, okay. And I'm just coming into that feeling that it's okay to be nerdy. It's just okay. And
what does the nerd really even mean? Like, I'm listening to it, I'm not even quite sure. Like, there's a couple different ways that could be interpreted. So
I think I feel it's overwhelming for other people.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, and then sometimes I just dig into some subject and I just start talking, and then people just like eyes roll in the back of their head, like, what was wrong with this woman?
You're just talking to the wrong people. You got to talk to the fellow nerds. We're sister nerds.
Yeah. But
it's cool to be nerdy now. It's a good thing. It's okay. It's not like the horrible, I think, stigma it was back then.
Yeah. Well, and so, and I love doing the toning. I had gone to a yoga teacher training, and we did the toning. Well, what happened is we lay down and we had people actually sing our names to us versus us singing our own name.
Beautiful.
And it's such I don't even know how to explain it, but it's such a beautiful experience. It's like you're being rocked to sleep or in a lullaby. And so I just love that experience again. You know, even when I was doing it myself, I just felt so soothed and calm that I really enjoyed that. so that's another bit of nerdiness. I mean, I shouldn't say nerdy, but I just like so many different things. And, you know, a lot of things will get my attention, a lot of things I like, and it's just very hard to and sometimes you want other people to be with you. And then, like, I went to the museum by myself. Well, yeah, I went to a museum by myself this weekend, and I was fine, you know.
Awesome.
I couldn't get nobody to go with me, but I was fine, and I was okay with that. So yeah, it's being okay doing some of the nerdy or different things I like to do by myself, with myself.
Awesome. There's nothing better than just like taking yourself out on your own date with yourself. Yeah, that's powerful. That's great. So glad. And what came up for me there, the thought was like, you might feel nerdy in relation. It's all relative to who you're relating to, right? There's lots of people that love the toning thing. You know, if you were just talking to and around a group of people that were into it, it wouldn't feel nerdy necessarily. But yeah.
When I was younger, I had a nickname that everybody and anybody who knows me from before called me that, and my dad named it as DC, and that's what I grew up with. I never was called my name, unless there was something wrong, or maybe it was always a nickname. But I was a kid and just loved to go get comic books, and so then I got into Marvel. So, but it just, I could so relate to what you just said.
Cool.
When I've had my name sung to me, it feels like you're being serenaded by angels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rich. Thank you, Donna.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I just felt peace. I just like I'm in a hotel room tonight by myself. I stayed in a hotel room because I like to be alone. That's how I get my energy. So I didn't want to be around anyone tonight after the day. It's like I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings that I'm not being there, but it's like this is what I need to take care of myself with everything going on. Even when there's nothing bad going on, I enjoy being by myself. You know, so I feel peace and I feel great that we all can be vulnerable here because I love being vulnerable. My closest friends I'm vulnerable with. My new friends, I love my few new friends I've met because I'm vulnerable with them. So I just think I'm so grateful for this time here. It's really helped me. It's just made me feel hopeful, feel enough, you know, all those things. So, and I don't think you guys are nerdy because I like all those things too. I do all of that. I do Qigong, and I used to kid around about myself and make fun of myself, but it's like I don't even care now. It's like I do meditation, do all it. That helps me. It's like going through this. It brings me back to that stuff even more. Just know you're gonna feel good through it. So it's a good crutch to have.
Yeah.
I don't think it's nerdy.
We need
so get this. I got those Koshi chimes finally, and no one told me to do this. And I have I got a stand with like a stick that, you know, you could put all four on it. So I tried that. It's a little bit heavier for me, but then I said, you know, I kind of want to dance with the chimes. So there's going to be like some TikToks of me dancing with these chimes and toning. And I'm like, who cares what they think? Because this is what spirit is leading me to do. It feels very natural and it sounds beautiful. So I'm like, why not?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah. Yummy. Thanks, everybody. Oh, just really, this feels so nourishing to hear your shares. So we are going to probably end up going a little bit over time. I now want to give you each, 3 to 5 minutes to just really embody for the rest of us the gift of you in whatever way you want to do that. in this moment, I'm thinking, I think I'm just going to go in alphabetical order by first name. So, and again, no pressure to do anything in particular. You might talk to us, you might sing to us, you might show us a piece of artwork, you might whatever, or describe something, or you might just sit in silence, whatever works for you. So, Dolores. And this is inviting, the expression, but the expression can be silence too. I just want to make that clear. Yeah. So what's it?
So I guess I need to do the talk therapy tonight. So. But so I've had so many synchronistic events, whereas what wasn't to me synchronistic was losing the job. But everything after that, and a little before, I met someone and I hadn't gone in person because I recently kind of moved to this area. And I went to an in-person workshop and I met this person, happenstance. And I have done connections with maybe when I in Baltimore, but never actually. I could meet people at spiritual things like this, yoga or whatever, but I never would just connect. I wasn't like connector. So, but this person I met at the workshop, a work workshop, happenstance, we knew one of the same people. She's from Dallas. I'm from the East Coast. And so she got another job. And because we connected it's so weird. And so there's a possibility of another job. Being remote, half of what I made, but it'll let me be more of me. And she is so totally like us. We got lost in the woods. She went through the tornado, but she didn't know that it was what all the devastation was like, maybe half a mile from where she lived. So when we went out to go take a walk in the woods, we saw all this devastation in Little Rock, right next to where she lived. And we got lost in the woods. And we came on a snake. And it was like Lost in Wonderland, or I don't know. And it was like one of those tests, because we were talking about this position too. One of these trust tests that you have with an employer where because we were lost, we were out there for we went 6 miles in circles or whatever. Just tested kind of the reaction. I can't. So it's just, so I have to say, being able to be myself was really scary, but she's kind of on the same path. So if I end up working for her, which I think that it feels hopeful just to be able to kind of be me more in my work life. And I love going. I love going to museums by myself. I love going to hotel rooms. It's kind of gotten to be addiction to go to a hotel room and be by myself. It's costly for me. Anyway, I've enjoyed this, and I hope we can continue. I think you offer it later again.
Yeah, thank you, Dolores. I love it. Yes, your authenticity just comes through as you share that amazing story. And yeah, wow. Very cool. Mm-hmm. It's funny. I don't think I could have named it the way you named it before, but I can totally see how, you see you in situations where, things just come out, it's like you got this bubbly, the gift of you is like being honest and letting the truth out, it's like can't be shut down, sort of type of thing is what it feels like to me. Yeah, which is awesome. That's your life force. It's your life force energy gift. Yay. Excellent. All right, Donna. No, this is not a hot seat thing. This is like all of us just getting to like your favorite food or big buffet or whatever. It's like we're nourishing ourselves with the amazingness of each one of these beautiful women. So
all right. So
let it out.
yeah, I'm just gonna let it out. So I'll share. So when the pandemic came, I could not go to a barber or anything, right? So I was bald. Ladies, I was bald. And I've let my hair grow. My hair has grown. I got about maybe 4 or 5 inches of hair on my head now. And it is so freeing to have. I thought having no hair was the best thing life could be. But now that I've not had the opportunity to go to a barber and get it cut or anything, or have not been, but I could go. But anyway, it is so freeing to just play in my hair. I don't know if you can see it, but I tried to twist my hair.
I think it was different tonight. It's cool.
Yeah, I tried to twist my hair, and it's like one of those things that it'll all come together the more I practice. But I love having hair. I probably have not had hair since I was a little girl, and my mother used to do it, the whole 9 yards, washing, and you didn't have to worry about a press and curl. Andrea, I hated it, which is probably why I went bald for so long. But by saying all that with the hair, I am just enjoying who I am now. And I know that's not who I was 5 years ago. I'm like, oh, I gotta be this, I gotta do this. I have to be somebody else. But just by growing the hairs, I've come to appreciate me more. And so I love my hair now. I still don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I had to find somebody to do something, because I need a trim. I just need a trim. So we'll see what happens with that. But this has been and I had shared that I had not, that I noticed that I tamped down on my emotions, and I'm sitting with it now. I'm sitting with those emotions that I have. Because I've probably done that all my life too, just not crying, not feeling sad, even acknowledging that I'm depressed. I'm just throwing that away. I can do something to get rid of it. But just sitting with that now and letting it be has been a real gift, truly a gift to feel. So that's
wonderful. Wonderful. I love how much you laughed in your share, because that's another big gift of who you are. I love Donna's laugh. It's just so full. Yeah, so full of light and authenticity. Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad to hear you're feeling that more freedom in so many ways.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. And as you just riffed with us right now, I hope you're gonna keep letting yourself just riff, any opportunities you have. I forget how you put it way back in the first or second session, but realizing you have something to say. I think it was something like that, yeah. Indeed. Yeah, that was a blessing. Thank you. Mm. So beautiful. Kathy.
I just want to remember all the interest I have because I've been working so much, 9, 10 hour days with this job. This job has burnt me out to the core. And I knew it doing it. I'm doing my job. I've got, I've got a stomach ache as I'm working because I know I'm going beyond. I'm going beyond with all other things going on in my life. So, and that way, this job thing is a blessing that I'm not going to have to do it anymore. And I'm looking forward to, I'm still going to be there for another month, but they still, I've got so many interests I haven't been able to do because I've been working so much. So I'm through us doing this. I'm like, oh yeah, I like doing this. I remember I got to start doing more. I love going to the beach. There's so many things I love to do. So now I'm more aware of it that I need the time for that. But this job took, they've taken so much, they've taken serious stuff from me. They've taken my health insurance, they've taken my 401k, like really serious, my life insurance. I need to replace those. So hopefully, going forward, I can get a job that can give me those things. And if I can't, I'll have to, figure it out with something else. But I just, I don't want to be angry anymore about this job thing. And I'm looking forward to ending to see what's beyond. And I even met a neighbor in Florida. Her and the husband have a travel agency business. I used to be a travel agent. They're like, you got to come work for us. It was like, well, that's interesting. So doors will open once, this ends, and this hasn't ended yet. So I'm hopeful for that. And I'm still angry, bits and pieces angry of what they're really doing to me. They're not valuing me. They're not making me feel enough. And that's on me not to let that happen anymore, basically, because I am. They don't care. They don't care. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's all good. I just gotta remember it's gonna be okay, and I'm gonna enjoy my time. I'm gonna take some time off and not jump into anything because I'm not equipped to jump into anything right now. I'm too burnt out, so I got to do that myself. So and stay always more by myself.
It
Yeah.
sounds breaking up a little bit. It might be my connection. I'm not sure, but
No, I was just kidding, saying, I just got to do more things for myself. Like even
right.
staying in a hotel room by myself, instead of pleasing. And I've got a boyfriend, and I try to, take care of, be kind to him. And it's like enough. So,
Yourself
yeah.
first. Yeah.
And I know how to take care of myself. I know how to I know I have so many interests. I know what feels right. I know things, but I just got to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was curious with your sharing, like, what are some of those interests? What does it look like for you to really be stepping into, fully the gift of you? What are some of those things?
Like physical things I like to do, you mean? Like,
Yeah, you said you have so many interests. Like,
well, I do. I mean, like I do photography, I do meditation, I go to the beach, I love hanging with a few friends and being vulnerable and having coffee with them, and jogging and walking, and a lot of those things fell off with my job, because I work 9, 10 hour days. It was unavoidable with this job. So as you get older, you only have so much energy, so
right.
yeah. So
Photography,
yeah.
I don't know anything about that. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
great.
there's a lot that I could spend time doing. And just being peaceful. For me, the biggest thing is being peace. And it's not even about all the stuff. It's always been my goal in my life to work on myself and to feel peace. And so so that's always been in my corner to do that. That's my success. That's what I feel success is. It's not the money, it's not anything. It really isn't. It never has been for me. So yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah.
So
And
I got to remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's bringing me back to what I was saying is like, you could just sit here in silence and just be in a peaceful place, on the beach or while you're walking or running or whatever, it doesn't have to be showing up in a certain way. We tend to think of it, or doing something like the photography. It might express that way. And it might simply be that peacefulness in your being affects so many others. It affects the whole universe, actually. So, yeah.
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 Really, no matter what shows up, making sure that that piece is there. Yeah.
Yep. It's the most important. So yeah. And this class has been great. I look forward to the next one you do. It's helped me immensely. I let myself unravel, which I didn't realize I had to. I was
Mhm.
stuck in what happened. So this has
Mhm.
been so healing for me, more than I even, I didn't even want to do it because once that happened, I'm like, oh God, don't spend the money. Oh, I can't deal with it. Yeah, perfect timing. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Seriously,
Okay. Excellent. Thank you, Kathy.
thank you.
And Mariana, you can't hear. You can't unmute yourself?
So I'm saying I still can't see myself.
Oh, okay.
Can you see me?
I can see you. Yep.
Oh, you see me. Okay, good. All right.
Probably just has to do with your connection.
So I think I might have shared at the very beginning of what I'm doing
Yeah.
right now. Like basically I sold my house in December. I moved into a friend's temporarily. I'm digital nomading and I burned out as a psychotherapist. So right now I'm working on getting group coaching programs going so that I can have a sustainable income with the and create more space for my music, for the self-care, because I just don't have the energy health wise. I just don't have the energy. Right. So I am like literally making big changes. And so Monday I'm leaving for Peru and seeing my parents for 6 weeks. And then coming back here and kind of finishing up trying to, get rid of all the things I have in here. I'm living basically in one room and I have a storage unit. And I had a 3-bedroom house with like 3 floors. But it was just too much, I couldn't manage it. It was too much. It wasn't congruent with my life or anything. And I felt really relieved to let it go. So there's a lot more of letting go, of the grief that I've been basically dealing with, for too many years. Letting that go, accepting what is, and focusing my energies on what I actually can control, right? So I started voice lessons again today, which I was so happy about because I haven't done that in so long. And that was fun to do. And I was tired, of course, but I know that, the more I sing, the better I feel. And so I'm hoping, I'm planning to be in an RV. A miracle has to happen, but I'm going to figure it out. And then I'm going to be, online, like doing videos. If you post enough videos a day, it can be like 15 seconds. Like eventually you can start earning money, So there's other ways, like, I think I had mentioned at the beginning, like I was so stuck in this identity of, oh, I'm a psychotherapist and that's all I can be, when the reality is I've only been a psychotherapist for like 15 years, right? So just to be able to think out of that box, and free myself from, hey, maybe you could figure out more things, has been, and it's become a necessity, basically. Like I could not continue living the way I was living, right? So when I said like I was fighting for my life, I really was fighting for my life, not cancer or anything like that, but emotionally, like, do I stay on this planet? I want to go home, like, why do I have to be here? The planet sucks. There's too much shit happening, I'm just one little person, like, and then just reaching a decision where, yeah, I do need to stay. And I definitely need to change how I've been living my life, hiding and being depressed and, being very in touch with my emotions, but to the point that it was taking over everything else, and I forgot the joy. Like I forgot the joy in that this exercise you said, Andrea, like when you're in your, the dark and the fear, like what came to me was the first one was I'm kind, I'm loving, I'm caring, right? And then it was I'm fun loving and I'm adventurous. But when you're in that low point, you forget who you really are because depression will kind of just keep, feeding you lies.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
Yeah, and so I have a chant, that since I was a little girl like that, when I sing that, then that to me is like that brings back that child that before you went to kindergarten, and all the shit starts to happen, right? So
You're
I
gonna sing.
wanted to share. Andrea had invited me to share a chant, and so I was going to share this chant. It's really super easy, and if you want to sing along, and you catch on to it, that's fine. If not, I'll just sing it like maybe once or twice. Okay? So I'm going to just yeah, this is good. Okay. I'm going to stand actually because this is easier if I stand. I bow my head to the heavens. I bow my head to the earth. I bow my head to the heavens. I bow my head to the earth. I am a channel of spirit of light divine, a bridge between earth and heaven, a bridge of light am I bow my head to the heavens, I bow my head to the earth. I bow my head to the heavens. I bow my head to the earth. I am a channel of spirit, of light divine, a bridge between earth and heaven, a bridge of light am a bridge of light am I. There's more, but that's it for now.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Mariana. So
Yeah.
beautiful. So beautiful.
Thank the divine. I don't write it, it just comes through. I can't write a song to save my life.
I know the feeling. Oh, yes. Wow. I'm remembering what I shared the second week about like how I was feeling kind of flat coming into this. I've been so blown away by all of you, and just how rich this has been. Really, really a gift to me, each one of you. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Wow. And I kept forgetting every week. Would you like for me to unblind your email so that you can connect with each other? Is everybody okay with everybody having your email address access? Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
I will do that. So I will send a follow-up email sometime this week. And for you to be thinking about it when you said, I think it was Kathy said something, or looking forward to the next one. I haven't had no idea, what if I'm going to do this. And I would love your feedback on any tweaks or like how, anything that you feel would serve you, to adjust about it, or what really did serve you and what maybe didn't so much. And if you'd be willing to write a short testimonial, that would be great. I have testimonials for Unwrapping the Gift of You, but it's never been in this format. We've never had the chance to go deep and share like this. So it feels like it would be really helpful to have new voices speaking to it. So yeah, I have no idea, but we'll see what unfolds. Okay. Wow. And I just feel like I'm in a way that I didn't even realize, I feel like I've just been embodying the gift of me by just showing up, and bringing the tools and these amazing songs that have found their way into my life and meant so much to me, and sharing them with you. And just, it was a deepening for me also, as I was working with the prompts, and just, so rich. Continues to allow me to relax into that long exhale. I said is what it feels like. It's natural. Who we are is natural. We can just let it flow. Yeah. All right. Well, I say we finish with our theme song. You guys all know it now, so I'm just going to play the recording and we'll sing it together before we close out. Go.
I am enough. I am more than enough. I am more than enough. I am enough. I am more than enough. I'm reclaiming my power.
Unmute yourselves. Let's sing together tonight.
I am more than enough. I am more than enough. I am enough. I am more than enough. I'm reclaiming my power. I am enough. More than enough. I am more than enough. I am more than enough. I'm reclaiming my power.
I am enough.
I am more than enough. I am more than enough. I am more than enough. I'm reclaiming my power. I am enough. I am more than enough. I am more than enough. I am more than enough. I am enough.
Oh, yeah. Yes,
I love silly.
I love it. Let it out, Dolores. No more holding back. No more censoring. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Oh, you are all so beautiful, so amazing, so brilliant. Such gifts. Thank you.
Actually, you know what? I think this helped me with networking this week. I was super tired. No, last week. It was that night, you know, the strongest night of the planetary stuff, and I hadn't slept all night. I was exhausted, but I had a networking meeting scheduled to promote my group. And normally, like, I don't do that kind of stuff too much at all. And I was, you know, kind of like, oh God. But I said, you know, I can't cancel it. I can't reschedule it. I have to do this. I'm just going to show up. And it went really well. And I was just me. And they really liked me. And they even said, hey, you know, there's another group practice that you definitely should reach out to as well. So it's just about finding the right fit, not, you know, another person to work with. It didn't quite gel. Okay, whatever. I can't take that personally. I have to let it go.
Exactly. Yep. Just showing up, being true to ourselves. Ah, yay. I feel so filled and nourished.
Thank you.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We will be in touch by email for now, and see what life brings down the road.
Yeah.
Bye. Everybody
Bye.
take care.
Yeah.
Been a pleasure.
Good night.
Bye. Take it easy.